Hey everybody, this is Cad Roll Hunter, and today we are coin roll hunting Canadian nickels, and we are guaranteed to fill a spot in the album. I see an ender here we don't have. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is James, and you're watching my channel, Cad Roll Hunter, and we are looking to fill some spaces in our beautiful Lighthouse Vista nickel album, and it looks like we're going to do that. We have 89 of 115 spots filled in this album, and this might make it number 90. This is a 2023, and we don't have a 2023 in the album, so this looks like it's going to be a good start. So there are plenty of spots we can still fill in this album in the 40s, the 50s, well, the 20s and 30s if we're that lucky. But this album here, our latest coin is 2022, and we've got some empty spots here to carry on. So that 2023 is going to fill a spot for sure, and that is great. We always want to make progress on the album. I've got the nickel cup here. We're going to be separating out any Canadian nickels from 1981 and earlier because they are 100% nickel, and that is far more valuable than face value, probably about 3 times as much, worth close to 15 cents Canadian. So we're going to hold all of those out. We're hoping we're going to get some oldies, because if we find some oldies in here, maybe we'll fill some spots. And, we'll hold on to that stuff, but you just never know until you get in. We've got these plastic wrappers. I hate those, but they do allow us to see the end, so we knew we had something here that was going to work in our favor. Anyway, let's get going. Let's get into these rolls and see what we can find. Well, we didn't even have to get to our ender, which was in roll number 2, because partway through roll number 1, we found a 2023. And there is Charles III on the obverse. That is a beautiful coin. And note that the Royal Canadian Mint used to have the Royal Canadian Mint corporate logo below the bust of the Queen. They've ditched that for 2023. They're not using them here with these King Charles III coins. Provides a much cleaner look. But that's our first 2023, and it's a guaranteed album filler. And we've seen this before, that it looks like some of the dots aren't there. If you rotate the coin around in certain orientations, you can see them all, like right there. But they seem to be a victim of a weak strike, and I've seen this for the last number of years. Let me know what you think that is if you've noticed this as well. Very next coin, another 2023, and I thought I saw another one even still further back. We might have a bunch. That's really cool. Look at that. We've got a bunch of 2023s, and that one's just a 2013. Very cool. Great start. So here's our ender in roll number 2. This is already our 6th King Charles III. Something we might want to be on the lookout for are 2023 dated nickels, or any denomination really, that bear the image of Queen Elizabeth II on them. The Mint produced for limited edition collector sets 2023 dated coins with Queen Elizabeth on the obverse, dated 2023, as well as the double dates of her reign, 1952 to 2022. And so it's not likely we'll find them in circulation. If we did, it's because somebody got a set and pulled it out and spent it. If they did and we got it, that would be really cool, because there's going to be an empty hole for that 2023. Although I don't know if we're likely to find it or not. I'm going to say probably not, but you never know when you're coin roll hunting. You never know what you're going to find. We're only partway through this roll, and I've pulled out a whole other stack of 2023s. We'll certainly pick out the best of them, and they all look like they're beautiful to put in the album. But we're going to have the ability to take our pick, and we've got a growing pile. I'll take these ones here. We'll add them to our pile over there. We've already got a whole bunch. Roll number 3, we've got a bit of a different obverse here. This is going to be a commemorative. This is 150 years of Confederation. Looks to be in great shape. A little bit of a fingerprint, and I just swiped away a hair. But that is a beautiful coin. Partway through roll number 4, and something interesting is happening here, and that is that every single coin has been obverse facing so far. So it is possible that this has been searched. Somebody else might have coin roll hunted it. Even so, it's really unusual to see them all obverse facing. Somebody stacked them all up in a particular orientation. It could just be whoever rolled these randomly assorted coins just was very finicky about how they wanted them in the roll. I wouldn't even roll them this way, but it suggests that somebody has been in this roll. Roll number 6, we've got a 1991. This is a lower mintage, harder to come by nickel. It's minted at just over 10 million. And we don't see this one very often, so you want to keep your eyes open for that. It's got a bit of luster still, but definitely circulated. We'll set that aside. It is a low mint semi-key date in Canadian nickels. And just further on in this roll, our very first contribution to the nickel cup. We hadn't had anything so far. Roll number 12, another oddity, is that every coin so far in this roll has been either a 2000 or a 2001. No low mintage 2000p, but check this out. This is very unusual. 2000, we'll check it out. There's no P. 2001, 1, 2001. Some nice 2001s, but most of these are still circulated. Oh, now there's a 2004. So it didn't hold up for the whole roll. 8, 9, but very odd. Very odd indeed. Roll 21, we've got our first foreign of the hunt. It is going to be an American Jefferson nickel, and we'll flip it over to see what it is. It's a 1988 Philadelphia minted nickel. So it took us 21 rolls to get an older find here besides all of the King Charles III that we got. We got a 1962. I didn't see it, but this is a 12-sided coin. We should have seen it from the edge. 1962 Laureate Portrait, Queen Elizabeth II. Just our first of the hunt. And towards the end of that roll, we're going to have a newer one. It's going to be a 2022 out of Philadelphia. Nice looking nickel as well. Well, this has been an interesting box so far. We got a whole bunch of brand new 2023 King Charles III right off the bat. And then we've had a whole bunch of rolls that I'm saying are clearly searched. All the coins are oriented in the same direction, which is really odd and really unusual. But I'm bringing you in because we're going to get another find. You can see there's a dark edge right there. We've got another 12-sided nickel. So it's from 62 or earlier. And we just have to take a peek and see what it's going to be. There it is. Queen Elizabeth II. Oh, look at that. It's a 1963. It's not even the 12-sided one. That's the round one. I grabbed the wrong one. It is a beautiful 1944. I saw it fall out and I thought it was a 2005, but it's a 1944. King Charles VI. It's got a scratch on it, but otherwise a beautiful nickel. This is chromium plated steel. Nickels weren't made of nickel in the Second World War. They needed that for the war effort. That is an awesome find. And I just wonder if we've got anything else older, because these ones were back to back in there. So I'll take a look through and I'll bring you back in. Although let's take a peek at this one right here. Oh my goodness. We've got a King George V. And I'm wondering if we got part of a collection dump and then part of a searched box. We're going to have to flip this over and see what it is. It's a last year 1936. This is only the third King George V nickel I've ever found coin roll hunting. This is awesome. What's really interesting is that when I order or ask for a box of nickels, I'm not really getting a box of nickels, not usually. What I'm getting is bundles of nickels that they've put in a box. They could have come from a number of different places. Clearly, somebody has searched nickels, and clearly I've got some rolls, or at least a roll, that have some really interesting finds. What else is in here? I'm going to put the camera down. This is an awesome find. This is just spectacular. I'm hoping this roll has more treasure in it. Still making my way through that roll. Nothing else yet up until now. We've got another US. That's our third, but I see some older edges at the back here. It looks like we're going to get a couple more King George. That's a second year King George VI, 1938. And then right behind it, a 1942. This roll is going to make this entire hunt awesome when it was pretty slow going, like hardly any nickel at all, and really not much in the way of finds until we hit the jackpot in this roll. That is incredible. I'm crossing my fingers that there's something else in here. This was one of these wrappers. Is it possible that we're going to find something in? We've got a few more of them in here. Fingers crossed. Roll 35 is the next of these wrappers that yielded us that King George V in an awesome roll. The ender didn't look interesting, but as I laid it out, I could see that we've got a whole bunch of Americans in here, so that's interesting. We'll see if there's anything cool. I'm hoping we might find some more old stuff. This second one looks interesting. It's kind of got that patina of a US war nickel, but that doesn't seem to be the case. It doesn't have the mint mark over Monticello. It's just a 1979. All right, I'll get through these. I'll let you know what we find. Well, here's a beautiful 2023 D. I don't know that I've got that one yet. I'm going to set that aside. Looks gorgeous. So far, the oldest one's a 1964. Otherwise, mostly from the 90s. Well, we're going to get a matching pair. There's the 2023 Philadelphia. Sweet. Well, it's been a long while in this box, but roll number 36 is going to give us our 26th Charles III nickel. Still in that roll, and I haven't filled them all, but this is number 30 for the box. Roll number 38, and here is something we don't see every day. I just put it out in my hand, and we're going to have 2 dimes in there. So let's just see what we got, if we got anything interesting. I'm going to make a big mess of it all here. Looks like it's just going to be a modern dime. Common 2016. Probably the same thing with this guy here too. Yep, nothing special. 2012. Hey, but we're up 10 cents. That's pretty awesome. Well, we're already at roll number 40, and this one just proves that you just never know what you're going to see. What we've got here are 3 wrappers. These ones, when you get them, are sort of inserted into one another, like sort of a pile of them. And it looks like the person wrapped it in 3 separate wrappers and then had to shove all the bottom down like this. So I'm going to get it out of here and show you that we got 3 wrappers here. That's just crazy. All right, I pulled it apart, and I wonder if these were maybe defective because they're supposed to be crimped on the bottom end and just are open on the top. So when you get them, they're already like this. But yeah, this one is not crimped, and they're obviously going right through. So that's really strange. Very last roll of the box, we have a gleaming, beautiful Queen Elizabeth II here. If I had to take my guess, I'd say this was a 1967, one of those rabbit nickels we would often find in this kind of condition. But it is not. It is a gorgeous 1976. We'll have to check the album and see if this might upgrade. That is beautiful. So that's the end of the box. 50 rolls hunted. I'm going to just organize the finds here of what turned out to be probably one of the best boxes I've ever had in nickels. I'll be right back. Well, I have to say that was a pretty crazy hunt. Generally low on finds. We didn't do very good with the nickel cup, but we did get 26, I think, US nickels, including a couple 2023s, the P and the D, and we got 2 dimes. It seems that most of this box had been hunted, but right out of the gates, we were flooded, inundated with King Charles III, and why that's significant is because collectors believe that these 2023 King Charles III dated coins are going to be fairly low mint. And I'm keeping track of what other collectors and coin roll hunters are finding. Some have found 2023s in circulation, but depending on where they are in the country, some are finding some denominations, but not others. And these are coin roll hunters, so people who are actually searching through lots of change, not just people looking for pocket change. But we found 33 of these King Charles III nickels. We've found a few other interesting things too. A lower mint 1991. We got a pretty nice looking 2017. Probably the best looking find of the older coins is this beautiful 1976. I'd be surprised if that's not an album upgrader, but you never know. We found some pretty nice nickels. We got a 1962 and a 1963 Laureate portrait nickel. That 62 there was our only true find for the board for a good long time. But that 63 spilled out of a roll that had a bunch of stuff. And here's where things got really good. And this all happened in one roll. We got a second year King King George VI, 1938. a 1942, and this beautiful 1944 chromium plated steel. I think we already have a 1944 in the album, but I bet this is going to be an upgrader. And speaking of the album, we know we're going to get a spot filled because we found a King George V, 1936. This is, just as I said earlier, the third King George V nickel I've ever found coin roll hunting. And it's beautiful. It's actually got the entire band of the crown, so that's good. It's in a VG / sort of F perhaps. Still circulated, but that is a gorgeous older nickel, 1936. That is incredible. So there were some highs and some lows in this hunt. At times I thought this was going to be the worst nickel box, and at times it seemed like it was going to be the best nickel box. Altogether, I think it might have been one of the best ones we've had. We didn't get a high volume of older finds, but we found some really significant great ones. We're going to check the album and see if we've got any upgraders. We know we've got some spots to fill. Well, we made some great progress once again. At the outset, I said we had 89 of 119 spots that were filled. There's also 5 additional coins that didn't have spots labeled in the album. We've added 3, so I'm going to say we're at 92 of the labeled spots. However, I'm upping the denominator from 119 to 122 because we were only counting to 2022. We've added a 2023. The 2024s may already be in circulation, potentially. And I'm also including a spot for the 2023 Queen Elizabeth II. So we're at 92 of 122 spots, plus the 5 that didn't have spots. That includes like the bare belly. It's the 1996 near and far they didn't account for. The 1977 high and low 7. So we've got some varieties that weren't accounted for, but we filled a couple of early spots. This 1936 King George V and this 1938, that's incredible. We also absolutely upgraded the 1944. The one that we had in the album had some rust. If I flip it over, you can see some definite marks on George there. And the one that we put in today was just beautiful. The other one that we also upgraded, if I flip a couple pages, was that 1976. The one we had was nice, but this one is absolutely stunning. And of course, we added that spot at the end here for the 2023 King Charles III. And we got a whole stack of them here. I'm going to roll those up until I find out definitively what the mintages are for the 2023. As I said, we think they're going to be super low mint. Only time will tell. We'll see what the mint publishes. I hope you enjoyed this nickel hunt and album fill. If you did, please give the video a like. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, CAD Roll Hunter, go ahead and click that button. That would be fantastic. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. I always appreciate it. We'll see you again next time. The sponsors of today's video are Lighthouse Canada and the Charlton Press. Lighthouse Canada is the leading supplier of high-quality numismatic supplies in Canada, and the Charlton Press is the leading publisher of coin and paper money catalogs and price guides for Canadian collectors. Go check out their online stores today and use the exclusive discount code CRH20 for 20% off all your purchases.